Right, here we go, Harry. Hello, audio's working. Okay, car going past, dog barking. This is the high level of production that everyone comes here for. Hello everybody, my name is Ben Cathro. I'm a professional downhill mountain bike racer and the manager of the Pinkbike Racing World Cup downhill team. Mountain bike racing is an incredibly interesting sport when it comes to equipment, as the bikes most races are on are the very same bikes and equipment that are available for purchase by you at home. Sometimes racers are on prototype equipment, but usually a revision of that is what's available to the public the following year. The interesting thing is how riders set up the equipment they have. It's the interesting personal tweaks that make the difference at the top end of racing. We have 4 racers on our race team and we all set up our bikes differently. Take our elite racer Thibaut Lally for example. Normally you would assume that when presented with our Continental Cryptotal tyres, which have front and rear specific tread patterns, that you would run the front on the front and the rear on the rear. He quite often runs the front tyre on the rear because he values the smoother transition from centre to edge treads while cornering, rather than the harsher transition but firmer cornering hold of the rear tyre. Even I've been known to run the rear tyre on the front because I find the tread pattern clears mud and dirt better, so it works better on those looser tracks. Whichever orientation, the Continental tyres this year have been unreal because they have the best compound on the circuit and the new casing's really good. I had 0 punctures this year, which is unheard of for me. Some of the credit might have to go to the Cushcore tyre inserts that we use for downhill racing. They are closed cell dense foam inserts that go around the rim of the wheel inside the tyres. I run them because they really dull out the high frequency vibrations while making things way more robust. You can still smash a wheel if you really want to, but the wheels are way more robust with the Cushcore and gives me a bit of peace of mind. Thibaut isn't the only person that does things differently. Our junior female racer, Amy Kenyon, she stands about 5'6" tall, which would place her perfectly in the medium frame size of the Santa Cruz V10. But Amy is not an average human and prefers the large frame due to the extra stability it offers. Luckily, the V10 is quite customizable, so we were able to fit a smaller 27.5-inch rear wheel and a reach reducing headset to tweak things to suit her size and riding style. It helps that the frames are super durable and we can easily get a few seasons out of them, which from what we've heard is a lot more than other teams who count how durable their frames are in months rather than years. Jackson Connolly, our junior male racer, does things differently than 95% of people racing World Cups. He doesn't run the excellent industry standard Shimano SPD pedals that clip riders' shoes into the bike for added security and control. He runs flat pedals which have a big metal platform and long threaded pins that grip onto the bottom of riders' shoes. What he loses in control, he makes up for in confidence in those turns, as it's easier to take your foot off to catch a slip and put your foot back on the pedal with flats. It helps that he's running 510 shoes which have the grippiest soles in the industry, and it keeps those shoes stuck to those pedals. Amy does use the clip-in SPD pedals, and this year she experimented with the position of the cleats on the bottom of her 510 shoes. She experimented with moving them back in the shoe, which moves her feet forward in relation to the bike, which effectively shortens the reach of her large frame even more and reduces the leverage acting on her ankles and calves. Let's get a little bit more into the finer details. The whole team this year was experimenting with spoke tension on our reserve wheels. This is something racers do to tune the compliance and grip that the bike has. Low tensions can be quite risky though, and it's not recommended as it can weaken the wheel, but the reserve downhill rims are so strong that they can handle it. I didn't break a wheel all year, which is wild considering that some teams will do a rim a run on certain tracks. Jackson did a lot of experimenting pre-season with different variations of our deity handlebars. He ran high ones, low ones, different materials and diameters to get the right body position and feel from his bike. Too low and the rider can feel like their weight is too far forward and it's hard to ride steeper tracks. Too high and it can be difficult to weight the front. He settled on a narrower gauge Brendan Fairclough signature model, which he found to be the right height and the most compliant. It's ideal having a company that has such a wide range that we can sample from. They also have different diameter grips to fit even my big mitts all the way down to Leona Pierini's small hands. Wait a second, did I not say we had 4 riders? Well, mid-season we brought on Leona Pierini, a French rider, as a 5th rider to the team. The sponsors really stepped up to help her out, with Darko and Bluegrass sending her a load of clothing and protective equipment. Bluegrass even invited us to the factory to show us how safe their legit carbon helmets are and to make sure Leona had everything she needed. I even learned that they designed the Peak to have the perfect GoPro mounting spot on the underside, which is very important as this media team masquerading as a World Cup race team. Can't forget my favourite custom thing this year. Prepare yourselves, it's a pretty big one. Not only did Darko make Pinkbike Racing some of the nicest custom race kit, of which replicas are available in the Pinkbike and Darko web stores, they also made me some trousers with Cathro extensions. I'm 6 foot 7 inches tall and I've been begging for years to get some custom length trousers, and it's finally happened. No more running trousers halfway down my ass just to get the cuffs to reach my socks. Darko are debating about making this available to the public, so make some noise down in the comments and we'll see if you can buy some. Öhlins was a hectic brand for our team because you may have spotted at the start of the year we were running different product, and it was just due to the last minute nature of a lot of the deals for the team. This meant we found ourselves having to learn completely new suspension mid-season, which is something that usually takes years to fully understand. Yet we found ourselves getting some of the best results at the first World Cup we used them at. The super interesting thing about the Öhlins product that I found was I was able to find a way more forgiving and comfortable ride than anything else I had used before. I credit a lot of my really good result in Fort William to the Öhlins suspension. Amy is a bit of a unicorn, as I mentioned earlier, and also it's our spirit animal. It's also the national animal of Scotland. You can fact check that. It's a thing. So her dad made her a unicorn decal to go on her frame to give her a bit of luck during the year. We had to keep that unicorn looking fresh, so a nice ride wrap protective film over kept things looking good and kept that unicorn safe all year. Genuinely massive thank you to all the brands that took a huge risk on this project, because it was brand new, untested, loosely planned, and it was a mad thing to be pitching to brands. Huge thank you. And if you want to show your support to these brands, you know, show them some love, buy some products from them, because that is how you support this project. Thank you for watching. Oh my, would you look at the time on my swatch? Big, bold, bioceramic basalt watch. That's the end of the video. God damn it. Luckily we did have these watches all year, so I always knew when I was late, which was often.